Well, hi there everyone and welcome back to Planet 19, where I am stood as usual in the factory. It is just about night. You can see since last time that I think more of this has gone in. I think it has because I don't think all the arches were finished on the bottom. And over here, if we go through, you can see through the dark that the roof is done. I've managed to completely do it like it was out the other side. Which has led to a bit of a problem because somebody put the cross braces in the wrong place. Which you can see if we come out to here, the cross brace is actually there. And I put it in there. So that was a lot of redesigning up at the top. It also means that these walls and this bit of floor is in the wrong place. So I just have to decide whether I'm going to keep it here or move it or what I'm going to do with it. But that will be for the future. The other thing which we did last time was that we came down into the mining world because we set up a big reactor on a quarry. Let's just head on through into Quarry World, where we shall see that there is a sheep. Hello, sheep. We might also see that there is a ghast. We might not because it is day. We might see that the quarry is completely finished. It has dug all the way down to the bottom. It has burnt through all, well, nearly all of the reactor stuff before I switched it off. That was me not getting to it in time, so we have quite a few leftover bits of blue stuff. But what did we get out of it? Well, we got tons of stuff, as you can see in here. There's a ton of iron ore, a ton of copper, there's 64 more yellowite and uranium, so we've got more fuel out than we put in to dig it. I find it quite interesting to see how these, because these are filled up right to left, you can see what's come out at every stage. So we've got this in here. We've got some gold in this one, another stack of yellowite. We've picked up a Valiant Princess. If we ever choose to do some bee stuff, quite a bit of quartz in there as well, ton of coal. And in this bottom one we've got a ton of redstone, a bit more gold, one single piece of obsidian, some of the deeper ores, 34 diamonds, load of saltpeter, a bit more yellowite, another piece of uranium, and I think that that is it. So it works pretty well. So obviously I have to go and smelt all of that lot up. That will take some time. And what I'm now going to do is plonk down a quarry in, well, just about there. So it will also chunk load this and dig off in that direction. That way I can reuse this reactor to dig out another big area. So that's what I'm going to do, but you've seen it once, so I'm not going to do that on camera, but I have a ton of stuff at the minute which needs sorting and which will need a bit of a better sorting system. Right, let's get up here and just quickly say hello to Stephen, who I think is still in here. He was last time I checked. There he is. Hello, Stephen. And over here we have got, whatever that is, 8, nearly 9 stacks of ink, so I'm very, very happy with that. And there we go, all closed. So, things to do today. Well, for a start I want to come over here back to this. This is my iron tank filled with biofuel, which is very slowly filling with biofuel. One of the problems I have with this is that I have to manually switch this thing on and off. I could leave it on all the time. That would be fine, only if I let it fill up a bit it becomes more efficient, so I get more biofuel out of my saplings. So I like to have it switched off and then switch it on, and I'm, as you know, doing that manually. I would like to do that automatically. So we have a way to do this automatically, and that is going to be not a harvester, that is for later, a programmable RedNet controller. Nice little thing which comes from Mine Factory Reloaded, I think. Yes, it does. RedNet controller, they're pretty easy to make. They are plastic sheets, iron, glass and redstone. Now there's no plastic sheets in here, but I have been cooking off a ton of rubber and stuff, as you can see, and I've got quite a bit of raw plastic. So let's take this and make up a few plastic sheets. 24 is plenty, combined with iron, redstone, and was it a piece of glass in the middle? It was. Get us the controller housing. To make the actual controller, you just need some more plastic sheets, gold, lapis, a whole diamond. So it is quite expensive. Just like that. 2 more pieces of plastic. Then some lapis. Lapis is not over here for some reason. I don't know why, because it is very useful stuff. I don't really have that much in storage at the minute. Lapis and a piece of redstone gets us a programmable RedNet controller. These things are quite complex, but they are good fun. You can use them to fully automate things. And unlike the computers, the computer craft computers, which I should really be switching on if it isn't already, they don't switch off if the area becomes unchunk loaded. They will just restart again. Let's take the bottom brick out and replace it with one of those. Looking very nice. If we open it up, you can see it is nice and complicated. So what I want to do is set up a timer. The timer wants to, I think, have this thing switched off for a couple of minutes, then on for a minute, something like that. So to create a timer, we need a sine wave, a square wave even, a timer. This creates a timer which counts up in ticks. What I'm going to do is set this up to 10. If you know Minecraft, you know that 1 real second is 20 Minecraft ticks. So this will switch on and off now once per second, 10 ticks. I'm going to set that, and of course this is bad because it doesn't work in this texture pack, to variable 1. So variable 1 will be holding either a 0 or a 1. I hope you are keeping up with this. It is a bit geeky, this. So what we now want to do with that is counting once per second. What we now have is a counter. The counter has lots and lots of different things, but the interesting one is this one. This is the increment. Whenever it sees anything happening to variable 1, it will count up. So this holds an internal value which is counting up 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, and I've set it to go up whenever variable 1 goes up. So this is going to count up once per second. I can then, I don't really want to do that, I can then tell it how far up I want it to count in seconds. The highest I can go is 255. Now 240 is 4 minutes, so that's probably what I am going to go for. Now you have 2 outputs, Q and V. Q will send a pulse when it hits 240. V will actually hold the number 1 to 240. So that's the one I want. And I'm going to want it set to variable 2. So variable 2 will be counting up from 1 to 240 once per second. Next page, please. Now all that I want to do now is tell it when I want it to count, and I want it to actually send an output when that number is greater than something. So variable 2, I think that's what it was, yep, variable 2 is between 0 and 240. Now when it gets to, I'm probably better counting from this side, greater than, I have to individually click it, let's say greater than, click, 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 200, maybe 180 if I can get it down to that. Let's go for 190. Oh, let's go for 180. So when it's greater than 3 minutes, so it will have 2 minutes, but when it gets to greater than 3 minutes, I want it to send an output. Now I want it to send an output up, and I can't see which way it is sending an output because of the texture pack. So what I'm going to try and do now is go back to a standard texture pack. Okay, we are back. We are in a standard texture pack. Doesn't it all look lovely? I might have a quick wander around and look at the place looking like this actually. You can now see which way it's going. We want it to go up, which is where that is. This is not showing anything in there actually. But now this will be off while it's counting up to whatever the number was, and when it gets high enough it will switch on, which will be after 3 minutes. So this can now be taken out, and it has started up, which is very interesting. My pick looks terrible in this texture pack, but that is apparently filling up, is it? Yes, it is. So we will just let it fill up for now. Let's just have a quick look round at what this place looks like. It looks like I forgot to put these contrasting bricks in all the way around. I shall have to do that. But yeah, this place doesn't even actually look too bad in this texture pack. I'm quite pleased with that. Very nice. But despite that, I still much prefer Sphax. Let's just head on outside, look at the concrete. Very nice. Yeah, not bad. But yeah, so let's get back into Sphax. Okay, so we are back, and we are back in Sphax, where everything looks just that tiny little bit better. Those contrasting bricks are really subtle in this texture pack. So this is on constantly at the minute, which is, let's just check, if 2 is greater than 180, 1 is counting up to 240, and that is just counting, so that should be right. Hopefully. I don't know why it is on constantly just at the minute, but I guess we shall see. Now the next thing I want to do is come over here, because we sort of have a little bit of an area here which isn't particularly being used at the minute, which probably should be being used. And what I want to pop in here is a harvester. Now this harvester will ideally be harvesting sugar canes. And I would also quite like it to harvest a little bit of cactus as well, which might mean the sugar canes have to go in this little bit, which will be fine. I don't mind that at all. Yep, I think we can work with that. Now I don't know where the nearest source of power is in here. I will have to run a bit of power underneath the ground. I need to sort out the power generally. But for now we have a spare energy cube. Right, we need a little bit of dirt. We need some cactus, and we need some sugarcane. And we'll need some buckets of water as well, come to think of it. Might just as well get those from the sea, because obviously sugarcane will grow happily in salt water. That'll do for now. Get these buckets out and head on back into the factory past the creeper, which hopefully we can run past without it exploding. We did. It was a very friendly creeper, that one. That is absolutely fine by me. Right, so we have an area like this. How big is this area? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shall I just make it a shorty one? I could do actually, then just have it facing like this way. I think that should work. So pop, I don't know why I took that brick out. Pop the harvester in there. That will mean that whatever comes out will go straight through there. What is through here? Well, I could just sort of build this up a little bit just to hide the fact that I have put something behind it. would be a little bit sneaky, but yeah, I think that is what I'm going to do. Right, let us... yeah, I'll just leave that hole for the minute. It has switched off, so it does work. I hope it's not just that this has run out of buffer. It might be. Right, let us go over and get us a harvester, because the harvester is pretty easy to make. If you can remember the recipe, I think it is just gold on the bottom. It is invert axe on the top. 2 of those, 1 of those, and a pair of pieces of gold, and a reception coil, and something which I've missed, 2 plastic sheetings. There we go, and we have ourselves a harvester. The other thing which I'm going to want is this hardened energy cube, which I'm just going to take out for the minute, just to get all this running. So 1 harvester, spin, spin, 1 hardened energy cube, pop, and a chest. Obviously this will ultimately link in to this piping system, but that is not just at the minute. For now we will just plonk a chest on the back, just purely for ease, and I'll link it in with the item ducting later. So let's see if we can just cover this up somewhat. So that's going to go into there. That will pretty obviously not open if I put something on top of it. But it doesn't really matter because it is going to be an item duct. So that's fine. Just a large white stone brick on there, and you would never actually even notice, would you? So that is fine. I can live with that little weak point in my base. Hello again, creeper. You are nicely stuck down a hole. I like that. Right. What I think I shall do is just grab this one out. Pop in a piece of item ducting. Whack that round and connect it up to the chest just sat here. Right, we are going to pop in some water down here. Not the most efficient way to grow sugarcane, but it is nice and easy. Get a few infinite water sources on the go. There we go, and pop in some sugarcane, because sugarcane can go next to something, can't it? Just like that. Now, I'm going to get this to do cactus as well. I don't think I've got any cactus over here, and I didn't get it while I was over there, which is a bit stupid. So let us zoom off and grab the cactus. Just got a couple of bits growing over here. It would be really bad, wouldn't it, if my jetpack gave out just as I was flying over the smeltery. Four pieces. Hello sheeps, how are you all? Very good. Let's actually go up, over and through in by the roof. Just like that. And hop on down here. Now the good thing about this is we do not need a planter, because we do not need to replant these things. The harvester will simply what am I forgetting? It needs to be on sand, doesn't it? Fortunately, we do not have a sand shortage. We have filled up with gravel though. Yes, it does not need to replant because the harvester will simply take the very top layer off rather than cutting the entire thing down with these things. So that should work very nicely. F9 overlay on. And actually we don't particularly need light in there, but I'm going to put it in anyway. So there we go. That is our next farm. I shall hook it all in properly. Anything interesting? Actually, that's the F9 overlay, isn't it? I wanted the F7, which is showing me I have a little bit of a bad area there, actually. Interesting. So I think that will be it for this episode, guys. We've put another bit of a farm in. We've automated that. It might need some tweaking. And the other thing which I'm going to do, I should quickly say, is make a few more alterations. Get the power running through here. Get that linked up to there. And over here you might be able to see that I have run out of space for rubber. I filled up that barrel and it is having to go into this chest now. So I'm going to have to find a way to sort that out. So I'm going to be doing that as well. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I do hope to see you once again next time. Thank you and goodbye.